Good morning and welcome back to my kitchen, Cooking with Yaya. Today we're going to make a tender, flavorful brisket. So we're up early to get it in the oven. All right, we're going to use all these ingredients you see. The barbecue sauce and the brown sugar, however, will be used after we take the brisket out of the oven. So we'll just put that to the side. And then I'll show you one by one all these ingredients. So next up, the brisket. This is a little over 4 pounds. I usually cook a 5-6 pound, doesn't matter, buy whichever size you want. They're usually called a flat brisket. And then on the bottom, there's a nice big hunk of fat. It's any other way to say it. Have that on the downside. Then most importantly, in the pan first, you need to buy the extra wide, extra long Reynolds wrap. You want to have enough extra, and when we're done putting all the seasonings on here, we're going to tightly close it. So let's get started with our first one. Liquid smoke, by any brand you want. Then you're just going to carefully lift up the brisket, pour a little bit on the bottom, lift up the other side, pour a little bit more, and then just a little bit on top of the brisket. Just trying to spread that around. Now, next up, we are going to start with the seasonings, and we're going to start with the meat tenderizer. Generously sprinkle each and every one of these seasonings all over the top of the brisket. Then next, we're going to do the pepper. I prefer the restaurant style pepper. I just like it. Bigger flakes, and it seems to give it more flavor. So again, generously sprinkle the pepper all over. I've also already started my oven on 250. We are going to bake this very low and slow today for 8 hours. Next up, the garlic salt. Again, generously sprinkle. And then just regular salt. Generously sprinkle this one all over too. All the seasonings you want to generously sprinkle. Believe it or not, we're going to do paprika. So there we go. And some nutmeg. This recipe was from an Aunt Frances that was in the family. So I thought I would share this. Everybody loves this tender brisket. And again, it's so flavorful. And onion powder. And again, we're just generously sprinkling all this on. And last but not least, the celery salt. And again, we're just going to sprinkle some more. Again, I think I'm going to add just a little more liquid smoke. There we go. All right. Now, the important part is to seal this. So again, here's the size of the pan, and this Reynolds wrap is over it. So we'll fold over, fold this side over. Now I'm trying to meet in the middle. And turn it sideways, and then we're going to seal up the side. I don't know if you can see me, but kind of just bring the bottom and the top. Roll it over. Because again, we want this tightly sealed. And then it is going to go in the oven for 8 hours. And then I'll show you what we're going to do once it's out of the oven. So, here is part 1 of how to get a brisket started. So again, it's on the oven is at 250. We're going to bake this in the oven for 8 hours, and I'm going to go have breakfast with a friend. Thanks for tuning in.